Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I just want you to know that I have series of videos for grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, and grade 6 math. Now, in this video, you're going to learn about the if-then statements, or also known as conditional statements. We're going to identify the hypothesis and conclusion. Now, I want you to pause the video and read the sentences or examples here. Number 1, if you study your lessons, then you will get high grades. 2, if the polygon has 3 sides, then it is a triangle. 3, if x plus 4 is equal to 6, then x is equal to 2. So now, what words are common to this given here, or examples here? So you notice they have if and also then here. So this is an example of an if-then statements. If-then statements is also known as conditional statements. And the if-then statements are conditional statements consisting of a hypothesis and a conclusion. Now, when we say conclusion, that's the results, right? That's the end. That's the outcome or the effect. It means hypothesis just like the cause, the reason why it happens. Now, in this case, or in the example number 1, if you study your lessons, then you will get high grades. So now, of course, you will get high grades. This is the result. And why you get high grades? Because you study your lessons. So if you study your lessons, this is the cause, or also known as the hypothesis. And then, from then, you will get the high grades. That is what we call the conclusion. So a conditional statement or if-then statement has 2 parts. Now, number 2, if the polygon has 3 sides, so that's the hypothesis, then it is a triangle. That's your conclusion there. And if x plus 4 is equal to 6, then that's the hypothesis. And then x is equal to 2, that is now your conclusion. Now, hypothesis again, or also known as the cause, is the if part of the statement. And the conclusion, or also known as the effect, is the result of the hypothesis. So let's go back to the first example. If you study your lessons, then you will get high grades. So again, if you study your lessons, then you will get high grades. Now, this hypothesis, this is the conclusion. Now, of course, in mathematics, we always symbolize everything, right? So now, let us symbolize the hypothesis as if P. Okay, it means if, then the P, that is you study your lessons. Then Q. Okay, Q, you will get high grades. That's the conclusion here. Or also you can write it as this, or that is read as P implies Q. You've seen this arrowhead. P, arrowhead pointing to Q, means P implies Q. So now we can also call this statement if P, then Q. This one. Now, there are some examples of conditional statements that are not written in the if-then form. But still, you can identify the hypothesis and the conclusion. And you can rewrite them in if-then statements. So here are examples here. A polygon of 6 sides is a hexagon. Of course, this one, that is the hypothesis, a polygon of 6 sides. Your conclusion then will be, then it is an hexagon. Or that is a hexagon. So now you can rewrite that in if-then statement. If a polygon has 6 sides, then it is a hexagon. So that's the hypothesis, and this is the conclusion. Now, here, do you want to try this to change to if-then statement and identify the hypothesis and conclusion? You can pause the video if you want to try. So even numbers are divisible by 2. So if the numbers are even, then they are divisible by 2. Or you can also say that if it is even number, then it is divisible by 2. Okay, so that is now the hypothesis, and this is the conclusion. Here are other examples of conditional statements that are not in if-then statements or if-then form. But still, we can identify the hypothesis and the conclusion. All right angles are 90 degrees, so it's easy. All right angles, then what? 90 degrees, right? So you can write that if it is a right angle, then the measure is 90 degrees. Or you can also say just like, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to write the same word as I have here. You can write that if the angle is right, then it has a measure of 90 degrees. So here is the hypothesis, of course, and the conclusion is then the measure is 90 degrees. Here, another example. I will prepare dinner if it's 6 p.m. Okay, look at this one. I have the word if here, but it's in the middle. Now, if this is the case, that if is in the middle, means that the hypothesis is this one. The words after if. It means that that's the hypothesis, and therefore this is the conclusion. So I can rewrite this as, if it's 6 p.m., then I'll prepare dinner. Okay, now here another one. I eat when I'm hungry. So you look at the word here, when. There is no if here, but there is a word when. Actually, when, that's a replacement of if also. I eat if I'm hungry. I eat when I'm hungry. Which means that the if again is in the middle. And now, the hypothesis is if I'm hungry. Which means that if I'm hungry, then I will eat. That's how you're going to identify the hypothesis and the conclusion, and how to write in the if-then statements. Now, or conditional statements. I have more videos about conditional statement. Please subscribe to my channel and watch my other videos. Thank you for watching. See you on the